And at this moment, to inspire us for this significant celebration, please help us welcome
Bishop Dr. Tomas D. Mascariñas.
So it's my distinct honor and privilege to share this short meditation for this affair. Very momentous gathering of God's people. So just very quick, let us look at the theological and philosophical perspective of ordination. This will answer the why we do, why we have this, what the Bible says, the purposes, and not all that. That's for us this morning is quick reflection. First is Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. It says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations." This verse refers to Prophet Jeremiah. He was ordained already before he was formed. God knew him and ordained him. Before he was born, he was sanctified and ordained to become a prophet. Now, all of us have certain specific office, assignments, purpose in life. There is generic, but there is as well specific. Now, for each of us, that is why we celebrate this day, this kingdom promotion of the Reverend Dr. Genesis Values. And then this does not happen overnight. At first, and then months later, I became a pastor. And then after 30 plus years, God saw to it that I have come to my own destiny of becoming a bishop last 2014. So there is promotion is also part of how God blesses us, and it is for some reason. It's not just for God just want to bless us, but every blessing that we receive from God tags along responsibility. So it is for the responsibility that God blesses us and promotes us. Psalm 75 says, "For promotion comes neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, since God is the judge, He debases one and exalts another." Promotion comes from God. In the world, when I took my pastoral, my classmates were supervisors. They said, "Pastor, why are you taking pastoral? Kung sumay sunod mo, kung sumay ma-promote ka." I'm senior pastor in my church, no more room for promotion, but I study for credentials and learning. And then when I did my PhD, which I just finished May of this year, akong mga classmates directors or almost director. And they are taking PhD para mahimog yung full-fledged director. I said, ikaw. So may imong promotion. I don't know. I'm the president of my organization. I'm senior pastor of my church. But then I did not know that God had much prepared things for the future. Anyway, Romans 13 says, "Give honor to whom honor is due." Along the way, as we obey God, God will bestow us honor. He will affirm, He will recognize, He will approve, confirm. The picture was like God the Father saying when Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River, and then a voice from heaven said, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased." It was honoring, it was recognizing, affirming. So this is what we're doing today. We allow God, we agree with God to honor this servant of God that He has been using throughout these years. We have Pastor Valios and I had been friends for over 20 years. Nagmay pa rin mga bata, karon mga apo na. I myself, nani ko almost diba lang apo. God uses people. If God wants to do something in the world, and in His church, and in His kingdom, He uses people. This is very familiar phrase. You know, God uses ordinary people to carry out His extraordinary plan. God made us ordinary people, His children, to serve a supernatural God. Now, God uses us on the basis of our shape. Individually, we have our unique shapes. According to Eric Ries, the author of this book, he said shape consists of our spiritual gifts, the God-given gifts that we have, innate talents, abilities that God has given us, and then our heart, our passion. What is it that we really love to do or to accomplish in our lives? Third, our abilities. This includes the training and skills that we acquired in life. And then our personality. Knowing our strengths and our weaknesses. Overcoming our weaknesses and building our lives over our strengths. That will contribute to how God uses us. And then our experiences and trainings, our exposures, because nothing happens by accident. Kami ni Dr. Valios, we share similarities sa among kagahapon. We were both ROTC officers. O kami ni engineer, classmate pa sila. And we could have been military officers. We were at the beginning. But then we also shared that along the way, we responded to the call. Somebody asked, kung saan nagkaimong ranggo garon o nag-sundalo pa ka? Ikaw probably, general na ko, kaya akong classmate si Bato. So, general siya, alagmate, general na ko. But, you know, we have shapes. Not shape, we are not shaped. I'm sorry, sir. We're not shaped to be military officers. We were shaped to become bishops. And my companion, sir, engineer, geodetic, you know, we are all trained in different fields, but these are not our shapes. Now we are shaped to make a difference. Each of us. Eric said, our shape will help us find and fulfill our unique purpose in life. So we are shaped to make a difference to where? To whom? Of course, to the suffering world. Suffering world, hopeless, many people are helpless, hopeless, tortured, terrorized, moving towards destruction. So these are the people that God had called us to show Him His faithful, that He is faithful. God is faithful. When Yolanda happened, and then we saw in the news that there were many people dying. I said, Lord God, so kung saan man nato na, you know, how can we tell these victims that God is good, that God is still faithful, and that and because of that prayer that we shared there in Caraga, so we gathered our what we had, and then we responded to the needs of victims. When we respond to people in crisis, basically that is showing that God is alive, that God is still loving. We may not understand all, but the Bible says God is good all the time. He is good all the time. At times, we cannot see the good when negative circumstances happen. But then, if we have faith, we will say, after the storm, behind the dark clouds is a sun that shines forever. God is good. God is good. So we dare to be a disciple because this is how we bless the world. And our model is Jesus. Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for me. So Jesus came not for him, to be a ransom for the world. And if he is our model, we do not live for ourselves, for our own ambition, agenda, but we live for that which God has called us. Early in my walk with God, there were a lot of temptations. Siguro 5 years in the ministry, 5 years. I was already pastoring, and then I was offered again to my previous passions and ambitions. And it was really a temptation. I said, no, I have decided, I have worn all my uniforms, and I wanted to forget all that I learned in that field. There are temptations. Our model is Jesus. Jesus himself was tempted. And so we overcome temptation so that we can pursue, we can continue serving God. And then, as we grew in serving, we became leaders. And then we realized that true leadership is actually servant leadership. We need to serve. We do not live to be bosses. We need to serve. Leadership is not a possession of power. We came to understand that leadership is not a really prestigious position, but leadership is a position of being a servant, a true servant in the model of Jesus. Because when we lead people, we do it for His glory. It's only for His glory alone. And so we have this theme in our service. We do it all for the glory of God. This we do for the glory of God. We came here for God's glory. We obeyed for God's glory. Now, honoring. Usahay, episode man sa ato sa Filipinos, kay kita mo lang, pag-ipag na sa atong culture, kaya honoring. Western culture, kung nag-practice sila rin. Precious kayo sila ng honoring, gathering about recognition. Marami taas nagpili sila. Sa ato, wala man i-honor tamo, ilan man nga, pwede dinala ng trophy, dinala ng certificate, dinala ng citation, pwede i-convert na lang ng cash. Niligay ito mo man. I have a brother-in-law from Iowa, retired siya, niya karoon sa Philippines, kanina sa Pupuyo. When I was all these years, nag-serve siya sa Rockwell company. He was given some recognition honor. Na mahilig pa siya, orasan, yung mga relo, yung dala. From America, and Philippines, dala niya pila ka relo. So that's how important honoring is to them. Ano I understand? Kita mata, o kita pa. Iba ta mo na ang mga relo, gikan sa Amerika pa daw dali. Di ba yun sila? You're not bringing watches or wall clock. Pero ang culture is, but this is biblical. This is biblical. Only wala pa mabot kayo sa atong culture, and salamat sa Ginoo na this has come to us. Kaya atong usahin tanaw. Ang atong honoring sa atong culture, ano saan? Ano saan ato i-honor ang person nga atong gigugma? Kanang straight na, tiil. Tupong na, di ba? Kanya dili na makabati, kanya may utak nito, ana, ang maayo kayo siya, butan kayo ni. What for? What for? So we honor, we allow God to use us to honor people because God commanded us to declare His glory among the nations, His marvelous works among all the peoples. For great is the Lord and great is to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. So we honor God, we honor people, and then kita po niya i-honor, ato po nang dawaton niya honor. I learned this lesson from the late Reverend Jesus, an old man. He died at probably 86. But 6 months before he died, we were together. Naging mo may abot pamitin kinabawan. Manahingon siya, just allow people to honor you. Just allow God to honor you. Pero, do not hoard the honor. God is honoring you so that you can bring this honor to Him. So the more that we are honored, the more that we can bring honor to God. Wow, medot yan eh. Give honor to whom honor is due so that we can give honor to God. So, in all, simple lang yun ang model. If we serve like Jesus, then we honor God. Thank you, and God bless us all.